All my neighbors keep asking me for this zucchini recipe. Did you know zucchini can be the star of the table? Today, I'm making a baked zucchini dish that's so easy, you'll want to cook it again and again. But before we begin, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps so much and means the world to me. Let's start with 3 medium zucchinis. I slice them thinly, not paper thin, but enough to cook quickly. Then I sprinkle a bit of salt and give them a gentle mix. Now they'll rest for 15 minutes while we prep the other ingredients. This step helps to draw out the moisture so our dish doesn't get soggy.
Meanwhile, I chop a red onion, finely but not too fussy. If you don't have red onion, a yellow one works too.
Want to say thanks? Just tap that thanks button below the video. It means the world to me. Every little bit of support helps me keep sharing easy recipes like this one. And who knows, maybe your comment will inspire the next video.
And now for the sizzle. A splash of olive oil in the pan, and we're sautéing the onion over medium heat. The aroma is already amazing. Next, 2 garlic cloves go in. I always crush mine with the flat side of the knife. After about a minute, I add 250 grams of canned tomatoes. If you're using whole ones like I do, just mash them with a fork. So simple. Where are you watching my recipes from? I love seeing comments from different cities and countries. It makes this little kitchen feel so much bigger. Quick little moment to connect. How would you rate this recipe on a scale from 1 to 10? I'd truly love to know. Your comments help me choose what to cook next, but wait until the end of the video to decide. Maybe there's a surprise twist you didn't expect. So stay with me till the very last bite, and then scroll down and leave your score. I'm watching those comments like a hawk, in the nicest way. After about a minute, I add 250 grams of canned tomatoes. I'm using whole, peeled tomatoes, and honestly, I prefer them. They have more texture and flavor. I just take a fork and gently mash them right in the pan. Don't worry about making them smooth. A few chunky bits are perfect for this kind of sauce. It gives it that rustic, homemade charm. As the tomatoes start bubbling, they mix with the garlic and onion, and the whole kitchen fills with the most comforting smell. It reminds me of Sunday afternoons at my grandmother's house, when something always simmered on the stove and we'd all sneak a taste before dinner. Anyone else have memories like that? Once the tomatoes are mashed, I season them with a little salt, black pepper, and a generous pinch of Italian herbs. You can use a store-bought mix or just throw in a bit of oregano, basil, and thyme, whatever you have on hand. Give it a good stir and let the sauce simmer on medium heat for about 15 minutes. The kitchen already smells like summer in Italy. Now, let's check on our zucchini. See how much liquid they've released? That's exactly what we want. I gently pat them dry with a paper towel to soak up the excess moisture. This step may seem small, but it makes a big difference. No one wants soggy zucchini. Now it's time for a bit more olive oil in the pan, just enough to lightly coat the bottom. I fry the zucchini slices in small batches, giving each piece space to get beautifully golden on both sides. Don't rush this part. The sizzling, the browning, that soft caramelized edge, it's where the flavor lives. It takes a little more time than baking them raw, but honestly, the taste is on a whole new level. I always say, if my husband walks into the kitchen just from the smell, I know I did it right. And this smell, it pulls him in every time. As each batch is ready, I place the slices on a paper towel. That way, we absorb any extra oil and keep the dish from getting heavy. Hey, if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more cozy homemade recipes just like this one. We keep things simple, warm, and real, and there's always something tasty coming up, so stick around. While the zucchini cools off just a bit, I move on to the cheese. I like to grate it on a coarse grater so we get those nice thick shreds that melt just right. Use your favorite, mozzarella, Gouda, even something stronger like cheddar if you want a little punch. And if you're dairy-free, no problem at all. A plant-based cheese or even nutritional yeast will give you that cozy, cheesy flavor too. Now for the crunch, breadcrumbs, about half a cup. I mix them right into the cheese. This combo is our golden, crispy topping later on. And if you're avoiding gluten, crushed cornflakes or almond flour work just as well. I've used both, and they give that perfect little crisp. Now I mix the chopped dill into the cheese and breadcrumb mixture. And yes, the kitchen smells even better now. The mix is ready. Fragrant, cheesy, herby, and a little crunchy. And look, the zucchini is ready. Golden, tender, and smelling incredible. Honestly, every time I cook this, I have to stop myself from snacking on them before they make it into the baking dish. Anyone else guilty of that? At this point, the tomato sauce is also done. It's thickened, rich in color, and full of flavor. Everything is ready for layering, and this is where it gets exciting. But let me ask you something real quick. Do long recipe videos drive you nuts? Be honest. Write in the comments if you think I'm over-explaining things. Should I cut the talk and go straight to the point? Or do you secretly enjoy being guided every step of the way? I'm really curious. Could you cook this without the detailed tips? Back to the action. I grab a deep baking dish and start with a layer of fried zucchini. Then I spoon over a generous layer of tomato sauce, just enough to cover. Next comes a sprinkle of our dill and cheese mixture, and then repeat. Zucchini, sauce, cheese. It's like building a delicious veggie lasagna. No pasta needed. We've already got a couple of layers in. Zucchini, sauce, a little cheesy dill mix, and it's already starting to look amazing. The colors, the smell. This is the part that always makes me smile. I keep layering, zucchini again, then more sauce, then our herby cheese topping. It's simple, it's rustic, and every layer adds a little more flavor and love to the dish. And right before we bake, tell me honestly, have you ever actually cooked one of my recipes, or do you just watch and leave lovely comments? I love both, but I'd be even happier to know my kitchen smells have traveled to yours. Now we're ready to bake. Into the oven it goes, 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes, uncovered until the top is golden and the whole house smells like heaven. While the zucchini bakes, let's make a quick little sauce to go with it. It's so simple, but adds that final creamy touch. I start with 1 teaspoon of mayonnaise, then 2 teaspoons of Greek yogurt or sour cream, whichever you have. Then 1 full tablespoon of mustard. I'm using Dijon, but you can use whatever you like. Give it a good stir, and already it's creamy and tangy. But wait, let's boost it. I add a little chopped dill for freshness and 1 clove of garlic, finely minced. The smell alone will have you dipping everything into it. And just like that, the sauce is done. Honestly, this works great not just with zucchini, but with roasted potatoes, grilled veggies, even sandwiches. My husband calls it the secret sauce because I use it with everything. And here it is, straight from the oven. Just look at that golden crust. Everything's melted together, the top is bubbling, and the smell. Ugh, I wish you could smell this through the screen. I carefully slice into it. The layers hold beautifully. Zucchini, tomato, cheese. Each bite is soft, juicy, and full of flavor. I serve it warm with a little spoon of our creamy sauce on the side. My kids always sneak into the kitchen at this moment, and my husband, he always pretends he's just checking the oven, but we both know what he's after, that corner piece with the crispiest top. This dish is comfort food at its best. Simple, homey, and honestly, anyone can make it. If you're not much of a cook, don't worry. This recipe is super easy, and you'll feel like a pro when it's done. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support me, you can always hit that thanks button under the video. It means so much. Now go enjoy your meal and let me know in the comments how it turned out. Bon appetit, and see you in the next video.